NBA.com's Fantasy Insider is going crazy.
Oh, they didn't see Charles Barkley with the Taco Bell.
That $5 box, I can't say it.
$5 box.
It rocks.
It rocks.
That's what I'm hearing.
You gotta pause for a second.
That's the word on the street. Exactly. Hey, the fans are loving us behind us. Hey, what's up, y'all? We're psyched that they came out, and we're glad to have your eyes on us, either on NBA TV or NBA.com. Dennis Scott, a.k.a. 3D. A.k.a. 3DZ. Rick Kamla, a.k.a. The Freak. We are glad to have you with us, and we get into it right now. Drum roll, please. The top 10 fantasy players of all time. We have never done anything this ambitious on this show in the 8 years we've been running on NBA TV. It's based on 8 categories, okay? And the major factors are longevity. Keep that in mind. Productivity, consistency, durability, and freakish statness.
Ooh, that means these guys we're about to name, folks, every night they step on the court, they brought it sick, one leg, 1 foot, 1 ankle. That's why they're the best.
And they put up immense numbers. You could also call these players the greatest of all time. Here we go. At 10 on the list of greatest fantasy players of all time.
Oh!
Shaquille O'Neal.
Breaking the hoop. Actually played in that game, Rick. We're going way back. Look at this one, though. Oh, I thought he broke his back on this one. I said, oh, young fella broke his back. Look at this.
Watch Derek Coleman right here over to the left. Watch DC. DC, look out! Now, that is beautiful stuff right here. And here is Shaquille O'Neal. Oh, look at him go. Dive into the side. Now, he is not among the all-time leaders in steals, which he was going for right there.
Oh, the trickery.
Yep, the pass between Dwight's legs. This is last year's All-Star game in Phoenix when he was co-MVP in 11 minutes because he put up such huge numbers. Speaking of numbers, 5th all-time in points.
Wow.
14th all-time in rebounds, and I checked the list. He only needs about 1,000 to move into the top 10. Okay. So he will finish his career a top 10 in rebounding, okay? He's 7th all-time in blocks, 2nd all-time in field goal percentage, and fantasy fans out there saying, yo, Kamla, he's a horrible free throw shooter, so he drags you down in that category, and he's missed a lot of games. The bottom line is I totally get those two things. But those rankings right there, okay, and the fact that Shaq is still going strong at, 37 years old?
38.
38. That is why he is one of the greats of all time for fantasy basketball.
And in one category is not going to kill you because the blocks and the rebounds and the field goal percentage will carry you and will outweigh that bad stat with the free throw line.
All right, let's get to number 9 on the top fantasy players of all time, the great Karl Malone. And before we get into the statistics, really the major reason why he's number 9 is he never, ever, ever missed a game.
He didn't miss a game until he got to L.A., so he should have stayed in Utah.
Scott Williams landed on him.
Exactly. But you know the mailman delivered every night. He had Salt Palace going crazy every night, teaming up with John Stockton and Karl Malone. Between him and Tim Duncan, depending on what area you are, were voted the best power forwards in the game ever.
Karl Malone, 2nd all-time in points. He averaged 25 per game. 6th all-time in rebounds. He averaged 10 a game. 10th all-time in steals. He averaged 1.4 per game. And you see the assists right there. Don't sleep on the assists. He was 20, 10, and 5 basically every single night. And we move on to number 8 on the all-time fantasy player list, John Stockton.
He should be called The Rock, even though I know we call Richmond The Rock. Another guy, missed no games, played every night, the leader, a point guard setting screens on centers. Used to irritate the center because he was setting screens on them, and of course sharing the basketball, all-time assist leader. I think the next guy close to him was Mark Jackson. That's still a long distance to that.
So, and John Stockton, like Malone, never ever missed games. And check this out. Number 1 all-time in assists, okay? He is 5,000 assists ahead of the number 2 guy, Jason Kidd. Number 1 in steals all-time. Over 700 steals ahead of the number 2 guy, Michael Jordan. He shot about 50% from the field for his career. John Stockton, ridiculous numbers, number 8 of all time. We move on now to number 7. The great Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. His fantasy numbers, his overall line was unbelievable. When he was doing his thing, that's when I was coming up as a fantasy basketball player, and you had to have Hakeem on your team if you wanted to win.
Well, no question, in 1995 when he beat our Orlando Magic team, I know he blocked a couple of my shots, so I know a couple of his blocks came there. And he's arguably the best low post guy, the dream shake. A lot of the guys today watch footages of him to try to get their low post moves.
And you see the blocks down there on the bottom. Number 1 all-time in blocks. He is over 500 blocks ahead of the number 2 guy, Dikembe Mutombo. 8th all-time in steals. You cannot sleep on the steals from the Dream. That is why he is number 7 on this list. 22 PPG per game for his whole career. 11 rebounds per game for his career. Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon, number 7. And we move on now to number 6. And he is an active player. LeBron James. 3rd highest scoring average in the history of the NBA, behind only Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain.
Unbelievable. Each year, this guy gets better and better. We know he's a walking triple-double. He worked on his outside shot. We know he dunks every day. And now they're posting him up a little bit more. And now, what else does he need to do? Is get back to the finals and get his teammates involved, and LeBron might get his ring.
The only thing he needs to do is get a ring. You see this right here. Look at the scoring average. It's a joke. And basically, here's the deal. 28, 7, and 7 every single night with about a block and almost 2 steals. It is one of the best 5-cat lines in the history of the NBA. He is number 6 right now on the all-time fantasy player list. When we come back, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who is number 1? Y'all sit around, debate amongst yourselves.
They're not going to get it.
Give it a minute.
They're not going to get it.
I think they'll get it.
They're not going to get it.
If they know what they're doing, they'll get it. We're coming right back.